Welcome back to Mass Effect 3. JC here, and in this Codex episode we've got only secondaries, and one guaranteed that we'll have to read. I'll have to read. Don't know about the ships and vehicles, and I'm pretty sure this... Sorry, culture, which would have been covered at least in the original game. I can scan through this very slowly if you wish to read it yourself to make sure that I haven't missed it. But I'm pretty sure these ones, the very basic ones, would have been covered. Religion. So the equivalent of the live stream in Final Fantasy. You return to the great collective only to be passed on into a new vessel. Yeah, that's pretty much roughly the same principle. Intriguing. Right, I think, yep, that's all of that. Ships and vehicles. The Mantis gunship. Because I bought one. I didn't buy the fighter. Otherwise there'd probably be an entry for the fighter as well. But, this probably won't be a big one, so I'll read this and then the next one, and then we're done. Ta-da! Alright, so this is the A61 Mantis gunship. The workhorse of mercenary bands throughout the galaxy, the Mantis is a two-man vector thrust aircraft that excels in close air support roles, which we saw in the previous episode, before it got mobbed by a... can't remember the name of it, the flying git with twin cannons of doom. Highly modular in construction, the Mantis can be reconfigured as a low-altitude gunship, a fighter, a high-altitude bomber, or even a single stage-to-orbit spaceplane that can engage enemy craft around a planet or space station. The only role that the Mantis cannot perform is that of a true deep space fighter, as it has no FTL drive. First rolled off the assembly lines in 2170, the Mantis remains in service in dozens of armies across the galaxy. It is most commonly used as air support in pitched ground battles, in a configuration that sports two pods of Inferno PKRs, precision kill rockets, and a chin-mounted M350 mass accelerator cannon. Its kinetic barriers, thermal decoy system, and electronic countermeasures suite make the Mantis far less vulnerable to surface-to-air attacks than previous generations of aircraft. Like most modern planes, the Mantis uses an element 0 core to ease the load of the engines with a mass effect field, allowing it to take off vertically or hover in place using minimum fuel. This also gives it far greater range and speed than the helicopters and jump jet aircraft that once filled its niche. A Mantis can take off from, yes, now that I remember reading, so we have read this one before, because that confused the hell out of me, because the range means nothing. I would have thought they would have updated it. Or, like one person said before, they should put a little icon where this, just down there, or somewhere in this bar, or on this little icon here, to show where this entry first appeared. Because that's, I think, Mass Effect 2. I didn't remember it until we got to this section at the bottom here, which is useless information. Thank you very much. It can travel very fast. So the Reaper War. The fall of Thessia. Right. The assault on Thessia did not go as smoothly as the Reaper's strikes against other races. While other species met the Reapers head-on, the Asaris resorted to dangerous hit-and-run tactics to harass their attackers by engaging in guerrilla strategies, blasting a Reaper ship, then jumping to FTL where they could not be tracked. The Asari forced the Reapers to remain on the defensive. Unfortunately, the Reapers' greater numbers allowed them to accept certain losses, so they soon ignored the attacks against them and began orbital bombardment of Thessia. This in turn forced the Asari to defend their homeworld with a more traditional stance, facing the Reaper forces directly. As soon as the Reapers landed on Thessia, the harvesting began. A swift and brutal slaughter of the Asari ground forces followed. Resistance from trained biotics barely slowed the attackers down. In the end, Thessia's minimal military forces, combined with unpreparedness in the face of an overwhelming enemy, resulted in the fall of the planet. Ultimately, they were warned. And there we have it. No blinky lights. Where was it? Here somewhere. Go. There it is. That one will disappear later on. So will that one. I don't know about the heating unit though. Maybe I'll get it in Horizon, but if I don't, then I'll have to check to see whether I've missed it somewhere, and I should be able to buy it, just to get it out the way. But yes, we're going to find out what's going on in Horizon and Sanctuary. What's up with that? It always sounded a bit sus at the beginning, when the first rumours start passing around the Citadel before the coup. It sounded a bit suspicious to me, almost like it was too good to be true. You know what they say about things that are too good to be true. Yeah. So, on that note, thank you for watching. Until next time, this is JC.